Good day and welcome. You're watching Saint-Martin News Desk, where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond. With your anchor crew, Alston Lawrence, Glenda York, Tiziana Hart, and Mizzy with the Sunshine Report. This broadcast is brought to you by TV15 and proudly produced by Great Bay Media Studios in Philipsburg, St. Martin. And now, let's jump straight into today's top headlines.
Force focuses on safety. The police force is highlighting both community safety, education, and ongoing enforcement work this week. Traffic Department officers recently visited Orania School and Asher Stevens Hillside Christian School to help Group 7 students prepare for the annual traffic examination. Officers spoke with students about traffic rules, road safety, and the responsibility of young cyclists and pedestrians. At the same time, the police force is investigating a serious ill-treatment incident that happened early Saturday morning in Simpson Bay. Police say a man was found unresponsive near a guest house on the Simpson Bay Strip and was transported to the St. Martin Medical Center in very serious condition. A 27-year-old suspect was later arrested and remains in custody. The police force is also reminding the public not to share graphic videos of the victim circulating online. Regional League Chief of Police Carl John has been elected chairman of the Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police, strengthening St. Martin's role in regional security cooperation. The Prime Minister urges hurricane preparedness. Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Luc Mercelina, is urging residents and businesses across St. Martin to prepare now as the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season officially begins. In a national address released on June 1st, the Prime Minister reminded the public that hurricane preparedness is a shared responsibility and that lessons learned from the past should not be forgotten. He noted that forecasts point to another active Atlantic season and stressed that preparation should begin long before a storm threatens the island. Dr. Mercelina encouraged households to review emergency plans, secure important documents, stock essential supplies, and check on elderly relatives and vulnerable neighbors. He also called on businesses to review continuity plans and protect critical equipment and data. The Prime Minister highlighted a recent Emergency Operations Center meeting held on May 27th where government agencies and key stakeholders reviewed shelter readiness, emergency response plans, communication systems, and coordination efforts ahead of the season. He concluded by encouraging residents to stay informed through official channels, avoid spreading misinformation, and continue working together to keep St. Martin safe and resilient throughout the hurricane season. Brug says he will return. Outgoing Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labour, Richinel Brug, is thanking the people of St. Martin for their support following Friday's vote of no confidence in Parliament. On May 29th, Brug received a vote of no confidence from 8 members of Parliament, with 7 voting against the motion. 2 days later, he issued a public message thanking residents for their prayers, calls, messages, and encouragement. Brug also thanked the members of Parliament who, in his words, reviewed the facts, listened to the debate, and voted according to their conscience. While acknowledging that the outcome was not what many had hoped for, Brug says he leaves with his head held high, believing he served the people of St. Martin to the best of his ability and acted in the country's best interests. He apologized to those he has not yet been able to respond to personally, saying the support has been overwhelming. Brug closed his message by saying this is not goodbye, but the end of one chapter and the beginning of another, adding, "You will see me again."
Hello, my people. My name is Glenda York of Sit, Sip and Chat and Moms in Paradise podcast. You can find us on TV15 St. Martin, TVC St. Kitts, and on YouTube. Reporting from Great Bay Media Studios in St. Martin, your news desk feature story is coming up. But first, Here is Mizzy with the Sunshine Report.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, St. Martin, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into the forecast and see how the skies are treating us.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every life, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Stay connected to the best of local and Caribbean content anywhere, anytime with the TVC Plus app, the official app of TVC Channel 40. With the TVC Plus app, you can watch TVC Channel 40 live, catch every episode of your favorite shows on demand, watch exclusive pay-per-view content, listen to Voice of the Caribbean radio, and watch and read SKN Newsline. The TVC Plus app is available on all your devices. On the Google Play Store, search TVC and the plus sign. In the Apple App Store, type the words TVC Plus. And we're also available on the Amazon App Store for Fire TV and Fire Stick devices. Search the words TVC Plus. Download today and take TVC Channel 40 wherever you go.
All right, don't miss NEWSDESK. Weekdays at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on TVC. Sint Kids to the World, now streaming everywhere. Minister promotes entrepreneurship growth. Economic Affairs Minister Maarten is highlighting entrepreneurship development as a key driver of economic growth and resilience in St. Martin. Speaking at the launch of the St. Martin Entrepreneurship Development Center's Advanced Education Program, the minister said micro, small, and medium enterprises remain the backbone of the local economy, supporting jobs, families, innovation, and long-term economic stability. The program has already launched 6 major training initiatives, attracting more than 70 participants in areas such as financial management, digital digital project management, sustainable business practices, business English, and small business acceleration. The minister said the initiative supports government's forward by design strategy by helping entrepreneurs strengthen operations, improve decision making, and prepare for opportunities in a rapidly changing economy. The program also includes courses focused on artificial intelligence, social media marketing, content creation, grant writing, agriculture, fisheries, and creative industries. Officials from the SEDC, the Department of Economy, Transportation, and Telecommunication, and international partners stress that successful entrepreneurship requires not only good ideas, but also access to training, financing, mentorship, and a supportive business environment. The minister encouraged entrepreneurs and aspiring business owners to take advantage of the available programs and continue investing in their professional development. SER and CESC strengthen cooperation. The Social Economic Council of St. Martin and the Conseil Économique, Social et Culturel of Saint-Martin are strengthening cooperation between the two advisory bodies. On May 21st, the SER welcomed a delegation from CESC led by President Idan Zinkalu for a bilateral meeting aimed at building closer institutional ties. The meeting followed an earlier first exchange held in December 2025. SER Secretary General Gerard Richardson explained that the SER is awaiting the appointment of its board along with new legislation to guide the nomination and appointment of representatives from employer and employee organizations. CESC President Zinkalu reaffirmed her commitment to supporting the SER and highlighted CESC's role as an advisory body representing civil society on the northern side of the island. Both organizations agreed to collaborate on issues affecting St. Martin as a shared island, exchange knowledge and best practices, and prepare a joint report for the collectivity of Saint Martin and the government of St. Martin. The partnership is being presented as another step toward strong cross-border cooperation in the interest of residents on both sides of the island. Library adds multilingual books. The St. Martin Library has added 2 new multilingual works by author Anglit Bejo to its collection. The books titled Marina, the Dancing Queen, and Beg Me are now available to library members and visitors. Marina, the Dancing Queen is written for teenagers and young adults, encouraging readers to embrace their talents, pursue their dreams, and celebrate their identity. Beg Me is a poetry collection for young adults and adults, exploring emotions, relationships, life experiences, and personal reflection. What makes both works especially notable is that they are written in Papiamento, Dutch, and English, reflecting the linguistic diversity of the Caribbean and making the books accessible to a wider audience. The St. Martin Library says the editions support its commitment to promoting local and regional authors whose work enriches the cultural and literary life of St. Martin. Library members and visitors are encouraged to explore the new books and discover Bejo's storytelling and poetry.
Hey there, I'm Venicia Herbert, and welcome to the Community Billboard. This is your space where the people, places, and heartbeat of the St. Martin community get to speak for themselves. Whether it's an event worth showing up for, a business worth knowing about, or a cause worth caring about, you'll hear it right here. So, settle in, because what's coming up next just might be exactly what you've been looking for. Welcome to the NEWSDESK Community Billboard. To be part of our mailing list, send an email to newsdesksxm@gmail.com.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every love, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them it's there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Before we wrap up, we take a moment each day to check in with our neighbors across the region. There's always a story worth paying attention to. Here's today's regional headline.
In our regional report, the islands renew agriculture cooperation. 6 Dutch Caribbean islands have signed a renewed agreement to strengthen cooperation in agriculture, livestock, and fisheries. Representatives from Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao, Saba, Sint Eustatius, and St. Martin signed a memorandum of understanding under the Dutch Caribbean Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries Alliance, known as DC Alpha. The renewed agreement builds on earlier 2023 frameworks and sets out a more structured plan for cooperation through 2035. It focuses on food security, sustainable farming, fisheries development, climate resilience, regional policy coordination, and reducing dependence on imports. The agreement also supports the DC Alpha Roadmap for 2025 to 2035 and includes plans to formalize DC Alpha as an independent legal entity. That move would help strengthen governance, attract external funding, and support long-term regional projects. Economic Affairs Minister Grisha Maarten said regional cooperation is essential to support local producers, improve food security, and create more sustainable agricultural systems across the Dutch Caribbean. The agreement took effect upon signing and will remain in force through December 31st, 2029.
Welcome back. Each day we take a moment to go beyond the headlines and look deeper into the issues, people, and conversations shaping life here on St. Martin. Welcome to today's NEWSDESK feature.
It is easy to look at St. Martin's latest political turmoil and see only another fight in Parliament. A minister removed, a coalition under pressure, parties turning on each other, another political headline. But the WICSU PSU union is warning workers to look deeper. In a statement issued Monday, the union said the current political crisis should not be dismissed as a political soap opera because the precedent being set at the highest levels of government could eventually affect ordinary workers across the island. The concern is due process. According to the union, if allegations, political pressure, or public perception can move faster than a completed investigation at the top of government, then workers in ministries, schools, businesses, and private companies should ask a serious question: what protection exists for them when they are accused, targeted, or considered inconvenient? That is the central point. For decades, trade unions have fought for basic workplace fairness, that allegations should be properly investigated, that workers should have the chance to defend themselves, and employers should not act based on pressure, emotion, politics, or reputation alone. The union says what is happening now risks normalizing the opposite, a culture where conclusions arrive before investigations are complete and where perception becomes more powerful than proof. That warning matters beyond politics. In a small society like St. Martin, reputation carries weight. A rumor, a complaint, a conflict with management, or a public dispute can quickly affect a person's career. If institutions send a message that process can be skipped when the pressure is high enough, then that message will and can travel into workplaces. The union also raised concern about whistleblower protection. Government often encourages people to speak up when they see wrongdoing, but WICSU PSU says encouragement is not the same as protection. The real test comes after someone speaks. Are they protected from retaliation? Are the facts investigated fairly? Are they allowed to defend themselves, or are they isolated, punished, or pushed aside? That is why the union argues this is no longer only a political story, it's a labor issue. The statement warns that when fairness cracks at the top, it eventually affects workers at the bottom. In other words, if powerful people can be removed without a process that the public clearly understands, then ordinary workers may fear that they too can be dismissed or disciplined without proper protection. WICSU PSU is urging government authorities and decision makers to exercise extreme caution because high-level political actions do not happen in isolation. They shape expectations, they establish benchmarks, and they influence how managers, supervisors, boards, and institutions behave. The union also points to international labor standards, including ILO Convention number 158 on termination of employment, which emphasizes that workers should not be dismissed without a valid reason and without an opportunity to defend themselves against allegations. The bigger message is simple. Political stability matters, accountability matters, integrity matters, but so does fairness. And when a country is dealing with allegations, conflict, and loss of confidence, the strength of the system is not measured by how quickly it removes someone. It is measured by whether it protects due process while doing so. For workers watching from the sidelines, the question is not only what happens to one minister, the question is whether St. Martin is building a culture where every person from the highest office to the smallest workplace is entitled to fairness before judgment. Because once due process becomes optional for some, it becomes fragile for all.
That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Martin News Desk. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday at 8 a.m. on TV15 and across all our social media platforms. From all of us here at News Desk, we wish you a fantastic week ahead. Until next time, stay friendly, St. Martin.